Hi, I'm Beth.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
And we're Shelf Care.
Today we're going to be going over The Four Winds by Kristin Hannah.
Another historical fiction.
Yes.
We have really been going through those historical fictions.
I'm really into them right now. So if you guys have any historical fictions you want us to do next, leave it down in the comment and we'll try to get to it.
Yes, I have been devouring historical fictions. I read Four Winds in 2-3 days.
Really?
I mean, I ate it up.
I think it took me a little bit longer, only because I was like super busy and just, yeah. I mean, it was just a little bit, obviously it's going to be depressing since it is the Great Depression. But I mean, for me, I was just like, oh, I don't want to be so depressed right now, you know?
So the beginning was kind of, I would say the beginning was slower. Because it's kind of like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
This girl is, so I thought she was maybe slow.
So what did you think of her parents just always kind of like shaming her?
That was crazy because, so she's 6 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately, did you read Sarah Plain and Tall?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's like a children's book. But it's about like a mail order wife and she was tall. That was like one of the things. So were like tall women not
attractive,
sought after? Like, or was she really just hideous?
Yeah.
But I don't think she was because 2 men found her attractive in this book. So
I don't know why. Maybe, I guess, compared to her other sisters, maybe I don't know. I mean, I think it's just because she was like taller and like,
it was just wild to me.
Yeah, I just wanted to see a picture of what she looked like.
Yeah, I wish I couldn't picture her. I really couldn't.
No.
So that was crazy. So the beginning of the book was kind of like, what is going on? And then she met Raphael, right?
Mm-hmm.
Raphael. What did you think about that?
I mean, at first I was like, okay, but I mean, first time ever meeting him, just head on.
Yeah. And he's 18 and she's 25.
Okay, I completely forgot about how big their age difference was.
Yes.
Because, like, 1, that was crazy. 2, I mean,
well, and
I don't know.
So this happened several times. They had several meetings, booty calls, if you will.
But did she know he was engaged? Or
no
not until
he stopped talking to her. No,
but she didn't know
the last time.
She didn't know until,
because she had one more, I feel like she saw him one more time after she saw him with another girl. Or maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't.
Well,
no.
I remember that they saw each other at like a 4th of July barbecue or something.
Yes.
And I don't know if she saw or heard or whatever.
I think she just saw him with him, but I don't think she knew if he was engaged.
Yeah.
But then she found out he was engaged.
Well, when she was pregnant. Which her parents just like kicking her out and throwing her to another family is crazy.
Dropping her off and just driving away.
And never ever contacting her again. That's crazy.
When she brought her baby to show them, they were like,
that baby's too dark.
That is just wild. So her parents were terrible. I was concerned that
what about
his
her
parents
siblings though?
were
Like
gonna
they
be
never
terrible
even
too.
tried.
So yeah, her siblings weren't like.
I just thought about that.
They just didn't care. I think they were so consumed with themselves, because I think they were both married, right?
She had 2 older ones, and I think there was still one at home. I want to say, like a sister at home.
Yeah, maybe one was married, one because remember when her mother told her father that one of their daughters was pregnant, he thought it was the married one. He said about time, but wasn't her. No, I was concerned when they dropped her off at the farm that his parents were gonna be mean to her too, because his mom was so
like upset
stern.
about him ruining.
But I mean, quickly, like she was a hard worker. They fell in love with her, and I think Raphael tried.
Did he though? I mean, from like the first. I mean, yeah, he's 18, he's younger, but I mean, you did this to yourself.
Yeah.
You snuck around, you got a girl pregnant, you did it to yourself, and well, maybe he tried at the beginning, but I don't think he tried long enough. And
he was just so depressed the whole time. And I know, like, it's hard, you know, even when times are good, it's hard to lose your dream or whatever, but you have to adjust your perspective, and he was just not okay with that. And then when he was so depressed and he was just talking to his daughter like a friend almost, like not complaining about his wife, but just I don't know.
Well, I mean, that kind of made me mad because then Loretta, their daughter, kind of went back and... Loretta. I do remember that because it's from the audiobook. So Loretta went back and was upset with Elsa.
She was just awful to her.
Which I was like, but that's all. Like, that's so rude. It's not her fault that your dad left.
Yeah. Okay. You know? So, doing the math. So Loretta was born when he was 18. So and he left when she was 12. So he's 32. He is not an old man by any means, and he just up and leaves his family because that's gonna help them. And then because of that, his family travels to California by themselves. And there are several things that happen to them that I don't necessarily think would have happened if they had a man there. Like, I don't know. Which they did great with that. I mean, just themselves. And it showed how strong Elsa actually was. And I know that was the point. But I just was so upset with him for just leaving. Especially, like, his daughter, who he's so close with. They're both dreamers.
He was just such a coward.
I hated it.
And I mean, going to the train station, not even leaving a note.
Yeah.
Like, leaving a note with the guy at the train station because you literally knew she was going to go look for you.
Like, don't come find me, whatever. So, part of me wishes we would have found him again.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I wanted to see a little, like, him trying to come back and beg.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that, or at least, like, them see him, like, stranded somewhere. Mm. But, I mean, he must have, like, he made another family.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he either died or
made
another family. Yeah. I don't know. But he was just gone.
Yeah.
But I guess that was a theme
in the book.
Men were leaving their families in this. What did you think about what did you think about the grandparents staying?
I mean, I see it. I see why. They don't want to leave their farm, their home. Like, I understand.
Well, I feel like they ended up doing the right thing because I feel like Elsa and the kids would have been better off at the farm.
Yeah,
going to California.
A place to stay. Yeah.
Because
I mean, they couldn't stay because of Anthony.
That's true.
That's the whole reason they left because like it was killing him.
Yeah, like the dust was killing him. Okay, you're right. I wasn't thinking about that, but so when they made it to California, and they had all this money because I can't remember exactly how they got the money.
Well,
they sold something and
they gave them the grandparents gave them the money, and I guess they had sold some stuff.
Yeah, they sold some stuff, gave them money.
Mm-hmm. So they had money to go.
So they had all this money, and it was a lot for the time. Mm-hmm. And I think they got to California with $26 left. And so they found this house for rent for $11 a month. And I was like, oh, yes, this is great. Fantastic.
This is going to be it.
Nope. And that was the first knockdown of the book. You know, she wouldn't rent to Okies.
I don't understand the hatred about them. I mean, they're losing their homes, you know, and traveling across a bunch of places.
And when I think of the Great Depression, I think of this area, like the Texas Panhandle. I don't think of the other places. I have never once really thought about like the migrants in California being from Texas. Yeah, that was wild to me. So that was a good perspective. Terrible living in the ditch. The smell, the typhoid.
No, I mean all of it. Like not eating, like being so skinny,
and, starving.
To me, the thing that really oh my gosh, it made me feel so bad was for the animals. Like you know,
you mean on the farm?
Yeah,
still having to work and barely eating anything,
and then just dying
of exhaustion.
She's
that was heartbreaking. Yeah, and then when the way that she wrote them, with dirt coming out of their nose,
I don't think
that was hard.
Honestly, I don't know if I would have made it back then.
So my grandmother was born in 1931, which was the start of the Great Depression, as told in the book. That's when they started having all the problems. And thankfully, her family was lucky, and they didn't struggle as much as others. Yeah. But yeah, she told me stories that it was no joke, and so this book, I think, was a true telling of the Great Depression, both sides, the migrant and the Texas Panhandle Texas, the Great Plains, I guess I should say, because it happened all throughout the Great Plains. But, so what did you think about when Jeb and, what was his wife's name?
Her
Jeb
name
and Jean.
Oh, I just felt so bad for them.
So they had 5 kids. They were about to have a 6th.
To me, I'm like, just stop. Like, at one point, like,
yeah,
just
be
stop.
abstinent, you know? Like,
how do you not see that this is not helping
this
you?
is not the time.
Just stop.
But then when the baby was born,
Oh,
stillborn,
that was so heartbreaking.
that was so hard. I cried.
I felt so bad. I was crying.
Did you cry? Yeah, did you cry?
Yes, I did.
I cried several times.
I mean, I teared up several times. I think, I mean, definitely cried during that scene.
Yes.
Cried at the end.
Yeah.
Cried when she got shot. I don't know.
I cried so much, but I think I cried more.
For the baby?
No.
Oh.
I cried for the baby. I think I cried more when Jean died.
Oh, really?
Just because, I mean, it was like
I think I cried then too.
the last piece of goodness, like her friendship with her, it was just gone. And then she was talking about how she wanted her children around her. Oh, I was done. I was done.
Yeah.
So another thing, after Elsa is shot and died. So first of all, that sucked.
Honestly, it really made me mad at that point because I'm like, are you kidding? After all she went through, now she's gonna get shot.
Yeah.
Take her out that way. Like, why didn't she survive? I don't understand.
When she got shot and died, yeah.
Where
she
did
goes
she
to the
even
hospital, and the hospital's like, there's nothing
shot?
else I can do in the stomach.
Okay, I mean that.
And they said they just couldn't put her back together.
Maybe at that time and age, like they just didn't have the capacity to do surgery.
Maybe,
like that.
But then when Loretta was just like, I'm gonna get the money, and she went and stole the money from the little store. Oh, I was so good.
Yeah,
I was so happy.
What did you think about Loretta's journey overall?
I think she had to grow up way too fast. I think she was an angry little girl.
I mean, rightfully so, though. She had a crappy, she was Great Depression crappiness, and then your father leaves, your best friend, with your dreams.
I mean, I think, I don't think she was wrong to be so angry, but I think she had regrets after her mom died because she was just so awful to her. And that's so hard, idolizing someone like your father and then having them completely not live up to those expectations. That was hard. But the fact that she went to college.
Oh, that was so sweet. I love that
great ending. Mm-hmm. That was a great ending. They made it back to the farm and she went to college when she was 18.
What did you think about Jack Valen?
So I really liked him. I liked his storyline. I liked how he was trying to unionize because the workers were being treated badly. I'm not really sure how he made money.
I don't know how he had money either. So, who paid this man?
Obviously, he didn't have a lot, but he was obviously doing better than most.
Better than Loretta.
Yeah.
And Elsa.
So I really liked him, and I liked that when Elsa didn't want Loretta a part of this, he did keep his end of the bargain. He wouldn't let Loretta in on everything. I really didn't think Elsa was gonna die because I really thought
they were gonna be together.
The ending was gonna be they were all gonna go back to Texas together.
I didn't know that he would go back to Texas though.
True. He only went back to drop the kids off.
Yeah, and then he left.
Because he had a purpose. He had a job.
I just wanted them to be together though.
Yeah.
I wanted her to finally have her partner because that's all she ever wanted.
Was just someone to be a partner. Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that she looked at her in-laws' marriage and she wanted that too.
What did you think about their marriage? I feel like it was so sweet.
Yeah, I thought it was really sweet. They were definitely partners. And I loved that they both worked just as hard to, make things happen. I loved them. Once I got past, it was 2 chapters, I think, where they were which the husband, what was his name? Tony. He was never ugly to Elsa ever.
I think it was just more the mom being upset with.
But then I think they realized that Elsa was a good person pretty quickly.
I think I teared up when Elsa and Rose kind of came together, you know, like
oh yeah,
when at the beginning or I think it was before they left.
Yeah.
You know, kind of
because
like,
she finally had a mother.
Yeah, and she was like, "You're my daughter," and stuff. So you're just like, oh.
I know, and the fact that Rose buried 2 daughters in, you know, that was just, I don't know, it was a sweet moment. I think overall this book just really tugged on all of my heartstrings. You got to see the horrible Great Depression in the actual area that is happening. You got to see the horrible situation of the migrants and them like starting to unionize. There wasn't much happy, but the happy that there was good. Like,
I just wish there was a little bit more because I just feel like it just kind of made
hard.
The book drag just a little bit.
Yeah.
But who did you think was your favorite character?
Oh my gosh. I think my favorite character was either Tony or Elsa. Who's your least favorite character?
Ooh, that's hard. I mean, at times I feel like it was Loretta.
Okay.
Just because I feel like, I mean, she just brought so much more trouble to Elsa than needed, than she already had, you know? But I mean, obviously it's going to have to be Raphael. But at times I feel like it was Loretta.
I got very frustrated with Loretta. Who's your favorite?
I want to say, I mean, I love Elsa because she's so strong.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I feel like it's kind of the obvious answer. I feel like I'll go with Elsa.
Yeah. I think that my favorite was Elsa for sure. My least favorite was Raphael. Because he was just such a weak person. I don't like weak people. Like, in a time where you just need to be mentally tough, like, he was just so weak. And I know that maybe that's not his fault, whatever. But still, I didn't like him. And then Loretta, yeah, definitely. There was just times when her mom told her fine, just leave. Yeah. I think I would have done the same thing.
Would you? I mean, that's scary though. It's like she was a little girl.
She obviously regretted it.
I mean, the whole time I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna die. Like, somebody's like gonna pick her up and like, you know.
Obviously she regretted it, but like I can see where she was just so frustrated and done. Yeah. Like, this baby had just died and now your daughter's just, you know.
Yeah.
And so I could see where she was coming from, when she's like, fine, just go. And then obviously
when she went,
you know, it was sad.
But I just feel like she was so stubborn and she was gonna do it regardless.
I do love she was a really small character, but the librarian.
Oh, I really liked the librarian.
I did love that.
Too. She was super sweet.
I loved it. That was like a bright spot in Loretta's life. So overall, what'd you rate it?
I did rate it a 4 just because, I mean, I really like the story. Really good. I just feel like it wasn't a 5 for me yet. Like, it was just like, not that I was missing anything or that I would change much other than like not give Elsa so much like to deal with, but maybe just like, it spoke to me, but I don't know. It just wasn't a 5 like the woman was for me. Yeah. You know?
So I rated it a 5. But that's because I just felt so much the whole time. Yeah. I stayed completely immersed. And I will say, I wish the ending would have been a little bit more like the woman, because there was like happiness on the horizon. Yeah. For all of the characters. Well, all of them, some died, but for most of the characters. However, I think that the main character of this book might have actually been Loretta.
You think?
I do. I mean, Elsa was obviously a big point, but like seeing Loretta's point of view just as much as Elsa's, I think that we were supposed to actually be, obviously we care about Elsa, but I think we were actually supposed to focus on Loretta. And so the ending actually was good for the actual main character. I mean, because I know there's obviously multiple main characters, but I think she was actually supposed to be like our
focus.
Our focus after like the first couple chapters.
Yeah, I just feel like Elsa was just too strong of a character to.
That's true.
Just
and then kill her off, man. Ooh, that was hard. But overall, 5 stars. Love Kristin Hannah. I have even more on my Libby. I can't wait to read all of them.
Yes.
She's who got me into historical fiction.
Me too.
For sure.
Definitely will be reading more of her books. Maybe we can do a rate them video later on.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So again, if y'all have any historical fictions that you liked and think we should read, please drop them below. Let us know. You can let us know on our Instagram as well. We are super excited to read some more.
Great. Bye.
All right, we'll see you next time.